set?
I am good.
Al? Good evening, folks, gonna call the meeting to order, 7:01. The full board present, town administrator, recording secretary, hello. Gonna start off with the minutes. We've got some minutes on
I
here.
think they're down here, see the flag right there?
Yep. Oh, I got it right here. Oh, come on, we'll do it.
Alright, this is
Put
all
it around
right.
the top. I know I had a couple minor, two real minor things that was just added in here, but they didn't make it into the thing, so we can take it up next week if need be.
Okay.
Okay, make a motion that we accept the minutes of the February 11, 2016 Board of Selectmen meeting.
Oh, this is good.
Was it February 11?
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't change the topic, I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Was it the 11th?
Yeah,
Okay.
Public hearing.
but today's the 17th.
Yeah,
Oh,
today's,
today's eight.
Eight.
today's 18th.
Right.
I didn't change the date at the top of the agenda. 18th.
Oh,
So the approving of minutes is correct.
oh, so we're approving the minutes for the same day we had them, okay, good.
Wow.
She's fast.
That is good.
We're really fast.
How'd you make that
I'll,
happen?
second that.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment.
Sure.
I think when we discussed the warrant, Lean sent it to the attorney to review, and he came back with the comment that he wished that I had abstained from voting on Article 4, which has to do with Kelsey Road, and he's 100% correct. I should have abstained, and so I wish to change my vote from no to abstain.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm all set.
Okay, I'm good.
I had a couple of comments that I didn't get to, I sent out, but it was at the last minute here because of timing. So we'll take them up next week if it really makes a difference, so.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I have for comments. All those in favor of the minutes?
And I amended, say.
There's some.
Alrighty, speaking of warrants, that's next on the hit parade.
Yep.
Okay, I got a whole pile of stuff here. You'll do one of everything here?
Actually, that,
Three of them?
that one is just the top page. There actually is 4 copies of each.
4 copies. Okay, this is the MS 230, 636.
That's the new number. Used to be MS6, now it's at 636.
That hasn't changed since the last time we looked at it.
Nope, not at all.
Do we have to sign each one of those?
Yes, because the original has to go to Linda, the original has to be posted, the original has to go to the Department of Revenue, and then I keep the original for my own
Alright.
records, so that's 4 copies.
Mhm.
Anything else I'll make copies of.
Alrighty. I'll make a motion that we accept the MS 636 as presented. Has everybody had a chance to look it over?
Yeah.
One second.
Any discussion on it?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor?
I,
Aye. One for you. And one for you. You just gonna hold it down there, Tom?
I will,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Here's a paper clip for him.
Okay.
Alrighty, next is the warrant for 2016. We have, let's see, vote 2-A, so you have the abstention already.
Yeah, I mentioned it too.
Correct, he
Okay.
did contact me today and ask me to make that change so that we have to post this no later than Monday, so it's imperative that I have it done properly.
So, you all good with these things?
Excuse me? I've seen it a
Okay.
couple times.
Yep, same here. Alright, then I make a motion, we accept the town warrant for 2016 as presented tonight. Yeah, with the amended version for Article 4 to reflect Ted's abstention on Kelsey Road.
I'll second it.
Alright, any discussion? No?
No.
Alright, all those in favor for writer's cramp?
Aye.
Aye? Aye. Alright, giving us the hand of seal, this 18th day of February, right?
Mhm.
Here,
There's two-
share with you, you guys can just mix and match.
There's 2 pages on each flag.
Mm-hmm.
Those will be here half the night waiting for me to sign. And on the next page, as a name within meeting of the town being public places set on the 18th of February. Oh, on September. September on the
On
8th.
this document, we would send them both places?
3 places.
No, there's one in the back and then 2 here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yep.
that's it. Is this correct?
Let me see.
Would that be March, 8th of March? Not
No,
February?
that's today. You're signing it today.
Oh,
Posting it.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Alright, just wanna make sure I just did,
It's at the beginning that it says that, we ask you to participate at the March meeting.
gotcha. Alright. Alright, here's that one. Here's one for you.
I'll pass that one back.
Okay.
That's all set.
This one's all set.
Okay, I am.
Alright, that's,
Okay,
That
keep
one's all
all
set.
together. That was good, all 3? All good?
this one's all set. Here's a paper clip for that. So, well, this is the 4th one?
Yep.
We good?
Yep.
Alrighty. Check and check, I like that. Donna DeFranco.
She did not reply to my email, so I don't know if she's, I offered the invitation for her to join us today, and it was 2 weeks ago, and I followed up with another email today, and I haven't heard back, so I just gave her the courtesy to put her on in case she wanted to be heard.
Well,
It's still early.
I'm gonna check her off at this point in time, she has till 7:30.
Okay.
Wow, half hour early, Fred, well, since you're here, do you wanna jump to the front of the line, you're on the agenda.
First of all, Lean was saying she's gonna give me a signed copy of the warrants for a town meeting. Is that what
We
you
just-
guys did
Yeah,
tonight?
I'll get
Yeah,
you a
let's-
copy.
Okay,
That's what we just did.
alright. Let me change my hat here. This morning I was informed that the 2 missing boundary markers between Goffstown and Dunbarton were gonna be put in.
Got the pictures right here.
And, so I was with them and I took pictures and stuff of those being installed. I sent them to Lean.
Yep.
And also to Sue DeRusso. And I met with Sue DeRusso this morning and I told her that once they're all said and done, we get the documentation back from the surveyors, we should do an amended perambulation to reflect that the monuments are back in place.
Yeah.
And so we can resubmit it to the Secretary of State's office. And, I told her I could do all the paperwork, I've done it before with Ware, so she said, well, that's fine.
Great. Awesome, thank you, Fred.
also
How do they look, actually?
changed my head again, yeah.
Before you change it too many times, how does it
Should have
look?
worn a
Right?
square hat.
Yeah, that's around that, that can go a long way.
While I was out there, my wife gave me a phone call saying the custodian from the school called the house and looking for some type of a lock, and I had no clue what he was talking about.
Yeah.
So I stopped at the school, met with the custodian and the secretary,
Mhm.
and he says he was told by the principal to put on some type of a lock on the outside storage door, and he didn't know if it's a padlock or a door handle with a lock and all this stuff, so I said, I don't have a clue, I said, I have no idea what's going on.
Bottom of
So
your pack.
the,
Do we have that?
the secretary of the school says it came from the selectman's office. So I go over here and spoke to Lean about it, and she showed me there's some documentation, I guess between you and the school
Yep.
board reps,
The bottom
MOU.
document
to
sheet.
get a lock that says do not duplicate. And
Right.
so I told Lean that since the padlock's been changed, it hasn't been a problem, people borrowing stuff out of there. And the only ones that have a key is Woody, myself, and the custodian. And because the custodian needs a key because he has to set up and everything for school district meetings and stuff. So I says, well, how do you get a key if it says do not duplicate? And she informed me the rigmarole that you gotta go through.
They just have to go to someplace like Adams
Yeah.
Lawn or something like that.
Yeah.
And see, well, after town meeting, you're gonna get another moderator, so he's gonna need a key.
Mhm.
So my suggestion is, seeing how there's not a problem with anything now, leave it as is,
Mhm.
then find out how many keys, if you ever wanna get, how many keys you would need and get them done at once.
Yeah.
Because right now it's not a problem, and the custodian says it's not a problem.
Currently, so as I understand it, keys for the storage area.
That's the outside storage at the school, you know, where the podium is
Right.
and.
Yep. Use
Morning booths.
yourself, right?
Yep,
Woody,
Woody has a key and the custodian has a key right now.
custodian.
Yep.
Okay, cause the way this thing reads here, I don't know if you get your copy of it, if you
I
don't.
did,
Oh,
I
you
did,
already
yeah.
have a copy of it, yeah, so it says that. Town administrator and school principal work together to assign keys to authorized personnel, so we need a key log of some sort, so we know who has them and
Mhm.
such.
Oh, one other thing too, the fire department uses those chairs for chicken barbecue,
Mhm.
so there'd be another key. You know, unless, what they've been doing is using my key with me
Mhm.
when we get with the chairs out.
Right.
So that's how we control that, stole that lock, so.
Mhm. Yeah, we can.
Well, the school was supposed to have a district policy, and the school principal, the school facilities and the principal will install new locks and issue key stamp, do not duplicate, but you didn't get guidance from the school?
Not what
They
the
sent you
outside
here?
one there,
They said
no.
it was our responsibility.
'Cause
Well, that's not true.
No, it says right here.
It says
school principal.
shared, I know, and it does say shared, but
Right, town,
Yeah.
yeah, we're sharing the,
The responsibility is shared, but
oh,
they took the responsibility of getting the keys and doing the distribution and changing the lock.
right.
does it say it on that part? I
Says
didn't
because
read
the
it.
storage room is part of the school facilities, the school principal will install a new lock and issue keys stamped do not duplicate.
Yeah,
That sounds to me as the school needs to buy a lock and have it installed.
yeah,
Well,
the
that's
town
what-
administrator and the school principal work together to assign keys to authorized personnel.
So
See, that's
basically,
what confusing the custodian
Okay.
this morning, cause he was told by the principal, get a lock, and he had no idea what to do.
the principal's got a copy of this, so he
Yeah.
should refer to it, and
Yeah.
it would've been clear as day, I would think, but.
Yeah.
See, and also like, you know, I'm just saw a tent sitting there, there's the historic society, when
Mhm.
they put suppers on, they're gonna have to get in to get the tables and stuff, so. You know, this, and sometimes if the three of us have a key, the custodian might not be around, because like 1 in the afternoon or something, he's done for the day, so.
Well, I think that's the whole idea of it's to have like, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, or the way I understand it is that principal and Lean as the town administrator work together, and if there's someone needs keys, we'll make that arrangement, there's a key log kept or some type of documentation, so if it's a temporary basis, they use the key, they get done, it comes back to whomever issued the key to them, so
Yeah.
we don't have every Tom, Dick, and Harry
Right,
in there rummaging around and, you know,
Mhm.
taking this, putting that in there, like we had before,
Right.
problems that you
well, it
mentioned.
used to be a workshop storage area,
Right.
right, so.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think.
No,
that's the
yeah,
tip.
correct.
The keys you have now, are they marked, do not duplicate?
No. It's marked with electric pencil, outside storage.
So we should get a new lock.
Yeah, well, yeah, but the school needs to take care of
And
this.
you should get in touch with the school
I'll
principal.
scan it to them and highlight it.
Yeah.
And, I would think that the secretary of the school should have a key.
Only because she's the one that you have to go through
Right.
to request the
Right.
chairs and tables
Yeah.
and stuff
Right.
like that, so.
Yeah, you wanna make sure they have a copy of this, I know that we gave it to Deb and Deb, but
Oh, okay,
let's hope that they did a distribution with it over there, I don't know.
That paperwork that you gave me,
yeah,
I showed, Shelley,
yeah,
and she says, can I keep this, so I can show the custodian, sure.
Yeah, we
So
Oh,
she's got the
okay.
copy.
yeah, I
Someone's-
only did the excerpts, but yeah, I'll scan
Yeah,
it to them.
send it soft copy to
Yeah.
them.
Did we put this on the website?
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, I would think it'd be
Yeah, I
reasonable.
would,
Where do
yeah.
you want
I
me
think
to put
it's
it though? And,
Actually, I think it's in here somewhere, the whole
Yeah, that
thing.
was supposed to be on the
It's supposed to
website,
be on the website.
for both the school and the town,
okay, then
I kinda
I'll post it
remember
on my
that,
side and
yeah.
I'll ask them to do it on their side.
yeah.
Well, I did, this is just the last 3 pages, so it's not the
Yeah.
entire thing.
Yeah, I thought it was in here somewhere, I remember talking about it, and I thought it made it to this.
I thought it did too.
Again, it's, it could be on the first couple of pages, I didn't,
Yeah, that's fine, Lean, I'm sure we've got it somewhere. Yeah, it's probably on the earlier pages, I would think.
Yeah. But I thought it was supposed to be on both websites, so that way it's
Yeah.
available to everybody that needs it, you know, the PTO, or, you know.
Can you create a header in the, on the homepage that says policies?
yeah,
Policies and forms, maybe? And stick this in there?
Policy, procedures, forms,
Yeah,
whatever. you look
policies
at,
and
yeah.
forms, I think, well, I've seen that on other web
Yep.
pages, so I'm thinking that might be a good
new
place.
tab, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, we'll get this squared away.
That way, anytime we have a policy or anything, you know, the purchasing policy, all those things could, you know, slide into that bucket.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Sounds good.
Anything else on the school side?
Nope.
Okay.
Turn my hat back around, so I'm all set.
Alright, well, I was gonna go back to the, preambulation hat that you were
Yeah,
wearing.
okay.
The posts and everything all look good and, you know, solid where they are,
Yeah,
but I saw on some of the distance from, you know.
but yeah, we took a measurement, the one that get broken off by the
Yeah.
plow. Matter of fact, when I was down to Sue's office this morning,
Mhm.
there's a big gang of people in there, I didn't know who they were. She says, call Frank, come on in. It was the police chief, the fire chief, and every department head was in there, right? And I
Yep.
says, they're gonna put the bound back, and I says, Sue, tell your highway department, don't whack it again. He's like, that's me. He's
Okay, so
standing next
don't
to me.
worry. Yeah.
So, the police chief says, now, if there's a problem with that intersection, whose town is it in?
Yeah.
Sue says, Dunbarton.
The
But you
intersection.
did say you put a
Yes,
reflector?
this morning, I
Delineator.
talked to Jeff Crosby,
Mhm.
and, I got a bar from him with a reflective plate.
Yeah, delineator,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we got it set just on the edge of the,
beautiful.
monument on the roadside. Now, that monument from the center to the edge of the asphalt's 4 feet. They
Yeah,
have
it
to
shouldn't
put
be
it,
winging that far.
no, they have to put it back exactly where it was, because it's a corner bound for the
Mhm.
landowners right there.
Right,
Cause I asked about moving it in line, but those were still ones, they can't do that, they have to put it back exactly.
so it's on the base of the original one?
Yeah, they found, even picked ribbon and stuff in the dirt,
They found what?
big flagging,
Really?
and we put there 2002,
No
when it was
kidding.
there.
They couldn't say the original bound though. right?
It's in the bottom of the town hall,
Right, but I mean the base, or they couldn't like.
no, because it's, too short a piece, it wouldn't be stable.
So we guys, we wanna use that for a wheel chalk or something, or?
Well, I don't know, what's the
Have
historical
it
value
have it
of
for
it?
your next 250th auction.
There you go,
Oh,
put it
yeah,
in a time capsule,
It's engraved DG, and I repainted it when I put it
Yeah.
back down in there,
yeah.
it's in the basement of the town hall.
I don't know if the historical society or awareness committee would want it or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just-
It's a door anchor.
Yeah,
You,
Oh,
you
so-
wouldn't be able to pick it up, it's heavy.
Oh, is it that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
well, that's what I mean, we just don't need to be sitting there if we can't use it for anything, I
Right.
don't mean.
Yeah,
It could be an auction thing, you know.
Keep that in mind, I guess. Alright. Thank you, Fred.
Looking,
yeah,
Alrighty.
okay, cool.
Alright, go right to the mail basket. public notice that just went out to, everybody regarding the vacancy for the assessing board, hopefully that meets with your approval, folks.
Is that up on the town webpage? Yeah? Where's it posted?
Hot topics.
Oh, it is, So I was on there earlier today looking, didn't see it.
It might have been late afternoon.
Yeah, I was
put it
up there early.
After I got the town report all
Yeah.
taken care of.
There are some other things on the hot topics, I should clean them up today, they're pretty old, outdated. Did you take time to clean anything off of it
I
today?
can't recall.
Yeah, there was
Items.
public hearing from February 3rd, I think.
Oh,
and-
that should have come off.
Yeah, it was still there, well, when I was on the page earlier today, it
I'm
was
not
still
sure
there.
they would be running for a 3-year term,
I think that's a
because they
3.
would be out of sync. See,
Well, he wasn't.
if he was running this year, he'd be running for, or he or she would be running, the person would be running this year for a 3-year term.
Yeah, sure it
But
is.
if you, no, you're gonna be appointing him for a 1-year term.
One
Right,
year,
and that's when his term would've been up in
Is up in
20
two thousand seventeen.
in 17, so then you'd end up with a 3-year term if you run again.
After 27.
No, because then you would have one person running for 3 years, and
Mhm.
the next year you would have 2 people running for 3 years.
Yeah, cause that's the person that's running next year.
That's the one, that position is the one that's up
Oh,
next
okay,
year.
so this is not because nobody ran.
No,
No.
because-
no. It's
Okay,
the-
so the person that resigned, his term was gonna be up
Next year.
Okay,
Yes.
I see.
Yep.
Yeah, cause we couldn't post that until after the election if there was no
Right.
write-ins.
Yeah.
Like the trustees of trust fund, that's,
Well, you know, there's not gonna be any write-ins on election day.
it could be, I mean, we just don't know, that's why.
We have one vacancy on the ballot this year, and,
That's the trustees of trust fund.
no, but there's, Brian Clark is running for it.
No, trustees of trust fund, not assessing. You said one vacancy.
Correct. There's one vacancy this year for Board of Assessors,
Well, yeah.
and then we have a resignation, which technically is 2 vacancies, but didn't get on the ballot.
I know, but okay, so I'm saying somebody could put in a write-in.
Yeah, they could write in for it.
No,
Not for
cause
the,
it's not for election,
Oh, they can't.
no.
Okay.
It's not an election, yeah. If they had, we had the resignation in time to be able to put it out there, to be on the
Now
ballot,
it would've,
then we
Then it
could
would
have
be
done it, but we get the resignation after
too
the
late.
poll, resignation.
Okay.
Registration's closed,
Alright,
Alright,
it's all a matter of time.
Yep.
Bad on our case, cause it'd been nice to be able to put it up.
yeah,
for
would've,
election,
yeah, would've been great.
so. Anyway, like I say, if we don't get anybody for the trustees of trust funds after the election for write-ins, then we'll have to do the same thing for them.
Yep.
Next, this coming March, so. Alrighty, we got a packet of copies of registered letters for the Chelsea Road to meet the, RSA's intent. Basically. Letting everybody know. We
When
have
do those have to go up, Brian?
they went out,
They're-
yes,
Oh, they did
a couple
already.
days ago.
14 days before the vote,
Yeah, okay, good.
so we're
The,
definitely ahead of that.
But
When we
Carrie
sent-
did say she got 3 out of the local ones, she got 3 of them right on that road.
When we
Yesterday or
send those
today.
out, they send back a card saying they got it?
Certified
Yeah.
mail return receipt, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of cards, I don't know if everybody got this in one they mailed regarding SB2.
I did.
The season has begun on the politicking.
Mm-hmm.
As a personal point of privilege, hopefully there's another side of the, opposite side of that SB2 that's gonna put something out for public. That's just my 2 cents. Yeah, DES has, got an email from Amy regarding, milfoil. Just talking about the diving and such and, kinda just, she's saddened that we are not, supporting the warrant, so. Anyway. Then we have one from Joe Dorian from Kelly Ayotte's office, they're gonna hold office hours here from, 10:15 to 11:15 on March 7th, it's a Monday. So, if you got problems with your social security or the post office or something, you can come and complain.
Is Kelly gonna be here?
No. We're only a one-horse town, we don't have enough horses for her to come.
It's too bad.
Then we have a sample ballot here. And looks pretty good.
What kind of notification do we put out on this? Do we put anything on our webpage for this, or?
I posted it
Yeah.
on our board, I probably should put it on
Yep.
the webpage.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I was just
It's a
thinking,
hot
yeah,
topic.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of important.
take one off, put one on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
replace the old public hearing one
Yeah.
with that. Yeah,
So they're gonna be voting, this is for the town side, right?
yes,
How about on, school side?
there'll be another whole ballot, cause they'll have the school board folks up here and then the SB two.
Yeah.
So we'll have two ballots,
Oh, okay.
so we'll have to have two boxes again, right? We don't have a third one this year, do we?
No, but I usually bring one anyhow.
Yeah.
The old one in case there's a, well, there's gonna be a secret ballot.
Right, so we'll need, yeah, we'll probably wanna use that one for that.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. I knew there was something, one of these that was gonna show up. We appointed Woody last week regarding the, forest committee, it's just the.
I thought we signed that.
No,
No,
we
we
decided
No,
to
made a
use
we
it.
just
motion.
did the
We made the motion.
nomination thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a recommendation in the email.
Right, so we already made the motion and appointed him, so this is just to sign it.
Good.
Alrighty, we got a couple of lease requests from Lean here, for the 10th and the 11th of March. I assume that's a Thursday, Friday,
Correct,
cause then you have the 14th through the 18th off, which is the following week.
correct.
So, those takes two floating holidays for the 2 days that she was in here for President's Day and Martin Luther King Day. I don't see any reason why
You
not.
can cover for me.
Hmm?
You guys can cover for me.
The 10th and the 11th?
No, the following week when you have to approve,
Yeah.
checks,
Oh,
bills.
The 10th? That's
the
the
14th
This-
to the 18th?
10th of March, right?
Yeah. I figured at that point, my job is done, town meeting is hopefully entirely behind us.
Yep.
And it makes it easier for the accounting department to do it on separate slips, so I
Yep.
remembered it this time.
The state's very similar with the slips like that, you have to do it on different slips for
Yeah.
different pay weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw that pile down there. This is for afterwards. And the last thing we have is a final copy of the town report.
I just wanna state for the record that, when it comes to the deadline times for trying to meet, everything that's required to get the, final copy to the printer, I have to say that the, girls in my office are extremely helpful. Allison was, a tremendous help in proofreading, all the reports, and she just jumped right on it when I needed her at, the last, hour, so I just wanna publicly thank her for all her hard work.
Yes, thank you, Allison,
You're welcome.
appreciate that.
Nice to be thanked.
Hey, don't you gotta thank your wife?
What?
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 Just say thank you, Allison.
Thanks.
Did you find a mistake in there? No. I was gonna say. Alrighty, that's the end of the mail basket review. We still have some stuff here regarding in our packet.
RFPs,
We got the RFPs for the, website policy. Wanna jump on the RFPs, gents?
Yep.
Alrighty. I have to say, I didn't read them super in depth, in the sense that it's the same format that we use, the same template. I did read the
Yeah.
specialized stuff, and it looked pretty good.
Get to,
For the group.
Yeah.
For the, yeah. I know like one big thing was in here regarding like the extra work was just, like a contingency thing, not like we did this and put it. The only thing I could think,
I guess I can tell that there's faint coloring, those were actually in red on your email, so
yeah,
D on page 7. And then cleanup, I inserted back in because they had inadvertently removed it, so I put it back in.
yep, absolutely. The only thing I could think of is, the only change I would make on exhibit B on page 10, you know, labor, you know, it's like, you know, per hour or something. You know, because they're not putting a price on it for, the work to be done, because I believe it says in here that if, you know, there's other work, then, you know, it would be like a change order.
Yeah, we take purchase order change.
Purchase order, right.
Right,
And then materials, I'd say, you know, is it, the labor, you know, just whether they're going price per hour, so we can gauge that. Materials, is it like, you know, materials, you know, percentage above cost or something like that is usually how it's figured.
Okay.
Yeah, just so we take and, you know, kind of spell it out so that they know what we're looking for, so they can compare apples to apples.
Would I list that in the top section and
No,
bottom?
because I mean, because the top section on there is for the slate roofing or the metal roofing is, you know, they're putting actual prices, what they're bidding.
Okay,
And below is just
outside of scope,
outside of scope is just an informational point for us.
okay,
You know, I was thinking something like this, you know, labor per hour, and then, you know, materials
Okay.
percentage above
per
cost.
hour, yeah, I like that, and then the
Yeah.
other one is what?
Then I would just probably change this to a percent over here.
Okay,
And that would probably wipe out grand total, because there is no total to have.
got it.
Follow this one, we're gonna
Yep.
sound like this.
yeah, no, it's good. You know, the only other thing that kind of, I guess had a, kind of a wondering about, I guess, is I know we've asked them to open up the roof for a day.
Yep.
You know, and I'm sure there's gonna be a cost associated with doing that. You know, and I was wondering, should that be broken out separately, what that cost is, cause you're talking about equipment, time, material, you know, labor, you know, to cut the hole, cause I don't think, you know, we're gonna cut the hole, I would expect
But is
the
that
roofing.
something that the
company-
town's gonna be doing, that others,
Well,
We gotta
no,
buy
they're supposed to be
materials.
assisting us, is how this
Right.
reads, assisting
I
the
guess that'd
town
be
in
a
doing
question.
that.
I would have to ask Jerry on what his thoughts on that, you know, as putting it together.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only other question I really kinda had was,
Because otherwise we're gonna start just throwing more crap in here again, and we'll end up with that, you know.
yeah, and that's really kind of, you know, outside the scope of, you know, the roof, I guess, it's
But
more.
it's in here though, and everybody's bidding
Right.
on it for the same thing.
Yeah, they are, but I'm just wondering, should it be shown as a separate cost, is what I was really kinda wondering
I
about.
understand where you're coming from, and I tend to agree with you on that, but, you know, not being the expert on, you know, that's why we hired Jerry. I
Right,
maybe posed that question to him. Can we
Yeah.
send him an email asking that thought?
cause the,
Yeah.
you know, the company's supposed to assist,
Right.
you know, the volunteers.
if you know where that's located?
Yeah, it's in here.
I think it's up in the top portions there somewhere. The, cutting of the hole in the
Right here.
building. What page is it on?
Page 6
6? I couldn't remember where it was.
Yeah.
on B4.
Yeah, well, sheeting disposal, assist owner in placing materials and attic by removing a portion of existing sheeting and replacing afterwards. Roof sheeting will be open one day only.
Yeah. I'm just wanna let, you know, that's an additional cost that, you know, we hadn't counted on. And should it be just shown separately, is what kinda I'm thinking.
I don't know, I mean, it's all part of the scope of work, so I mean, it's like, you know, if it's in their price, they understand it, that means there's gonna be a day that they're gonna be,
Yeah,
Well, it's a-
those,
Perhaps I can bold that number 4, so it stands out, I don't know if it's,
I mean, I'm just thinking, he'd like to get his 2 cents on it. He says, you know, probably better off just leaving it as one price,
Yeah,
so
just
you don't
ask if
complicate
it-
things, I don't know.
if we should just leave it in there as the total cost, or should we break that line out?
okay,
Other than that, I thought this one was pretty good.
Yeah. I thought they both look pretty good on that respect.
And Jerry did give us a list of contractors, right?
yeah, you see
Yeah,
the,
oh, I see, yeah.
so the ones on the left, are all in a row are from him, and the ones on the right, 2 right columns are the ones we sent originally. I think we need to, include our original vendor
Oh, yeah,
list.
absolutely.
as a courtesy, so.
Absolutely.
Okay. And we'll mail these, thing,
So, yeah,
Okay.
and I'll post it on the website.
okay, cool.
Any certain time period you want me to,
Well, I know one of the other things we have to decide on is when we're gonna do the walkthrough.
Yeah.
So assuming Jerry responds, you know, for next week's meeting,
okay,
you know, we can talk about that, but then we'd
Okay.
have to schedule, you know, the mandatory walk.
Yeah, where's it listed? I saw that.
you're looking for the,
We'll walk through it.
okay,
Beginning and the end.
Yeah, I don't recall. Is everybody okay with the terms he's got set up in here for billing also?
Look for the question marks.
Payment wise,
Yeah,
Right here, page 12.
Ted, you're good.
I'm good with that, I mean, it's usually always.
No, I don't have a problem with it either, but I just wanna make sure that that's not gonna be a question later.
Because we're
I'm
paying for
fine
the
with it.
materials, right, once, as soon as they're delivered, we'll pay for the materials, so they get their money. And then once they get halfway through, we pay them 50%, the remainder,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, it's, you know, I know like in the state, when we have projects like buildings, you know, buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, every month they give you a,
Yeah, that's customary. No, I don't have a problem with it, I just
Yeah,
wanna make sure
yeah.
that everybody is good with it.
they give you a process payment, you know, to take and do that, and, it's all based on percentage that they've completed at the
Yep.
time.
So, if these RFPs can go out next, let's see, if we meet Thursday, next week, and they're good to go,
Page 12 is the walkthrough, I think, right?
yeah.
That's some kind of measure, walkthrough.
do you wanna decide it next week, before we jump the gun and,
Yeah, we can do that, but I just was thinking about it.
Well, I mean, we can email Jerry and he can get back to us.
Really? next week would be the 25th?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's gonna be busy before March 8th.
The 10th, this will probably get canceled because there's a contested race, we don't get sworn in until the 11th.
You can still hold a meeting if there's nothing, unless there's no business,
Yeah,
we did last year.
no, I think we canceled it last year. Yeah, we
Could
did,
we cancel it?
and then 17th,
Cause I think we're gonna have a busy night, Tuesday.
here,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't know, you wanna do the walkthrough on the 8th? I mean, the 10th, not the 8th.
Well, hang on a minute.
Actually, we could do it the 8th, during the day, if Fred's not gonna have too much heartburn over it.
I can do it the 11th.
I mean, it'd just be like,
Friday the
like
11th?
a half
That
hour
works for
or
me, I
so,
can do
just,
that.
It's gonna be like the primaries, we're gonna get 2,000 voters all day long.
I don't know if we'll get that many, but it'd be nice.
Brian?
Yeah.
The 11th works best for me, I've got the day, so,
Which is a Friday.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you off on the 8th?
yeah, I took a vacation day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, cause I'm not off on the 11th.
Okay, well, we can do it the 8th if we can, if Ted doesn't, Fred doesn't mind us disappearing for a little bit.
It'd only be for like a half hour, so just to
Yeah.
meet all the vendors here and go do the walkthrough and we're back over there.
The only, I don't know how many absentee ballots that would be for elections. I don't envision too many, like we had 90 for.
Right.
That timeframe between 10 and whatever we finish, we need an extra person up there, you know. Like my wife and I, we do the absentees, well, Linda and,
Well, I would,
just happened to be
I
JR.
would suggest making this meeting later in the,
It says 4 o'clock, I mean, I was saying more like 3 o'clock.
well, yeah, I'm thinking 2 or 3 o'clock is what I was thinking. 3 works great,
Doesn't mean,
cause the polls are open till 7, right?
Yeah, right.
But we'll only be gone for like a half an hour.
Right, but I'm thinking 3 o'clock or so, it's the only, because that way it's right, we get back before the rush, after
Right.
the dinner starts, and then
Yeah.
to help you guys out.
Yeah, okay.
That okay with you, sir?
Yep.
If it's not, I mean, let us know now.
No,
Yeah.
it seems fine, yeah.
Okay, so it'll
That
be
work for you, Todd?
3 o'clock,
You'll be holding your sign anyway, so you can bring it with you.
yeah, there you go.
3 o'clock.
So
3 o'clock on the 8th,
8.
right?
At 3 o'clock, yeah.
Just to make sure that Jerry's gonna be here for that too? Did we,
For the walkthrough, did we
Yeah.
decide?
We didn't ask him to
No,
be
we didn't ask
there,
him. do we
that
want-
wasn't something we discussed.
No, do we want him here for that, or?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so either, so. You wanna spend the money?
If we have questions that we need to pass to him, then we'll write them down and,
And how much
Pass them
time are we
on.
giving the vendors time to put a bid together? That's the 8th is the walkthrough, we giving them,
I see this. the
So, well,
following-
let's see, we got the calendar.
Right.
So today is
do
the,
research? If this is a walkthrough,
right, but I mean, these things gotta go up before that.
right,
So we're, next Thursday we finalize them, they go out on the 26th, right, in theory?
Yep.
So that
Yeah,
gives
'cause
them
they're-
all week plus,
Well, they won't have them in their hands probably at best till Monday or
I would say
Tuesday.
the 15th, the following
Yeah.
Tuesday. If we do the walkthrough on Tuesday, have them here on the week later.
you're only giving them 1 week to respond?
No, if they would probably have them in their hands the 1st or the 2nd of
Yeah.
March.
Yeah,
Right, I mean, they've already got they know what we're looking for materials, so probably
Right.
already have a rough idea of costs and stuff if they're interested. So they're gonna come here, see it, and they're just gonna put the numbers
And then
together.
do the walk around on the 8th
Yeah,
and have them here for the 15th and opening on the 17th?
yeah,
that's what I'm thinking,
I'm not gonna be here on the 17th.
that's okay, we can still open bids.
You won't come in.
We're not that incompetent, we can, I think we can get
I
by.
think we can handle an envelope. See what it is. The secret ballot. Yeah, that works for me.
And so, 15th, return, 15th
So-
March.
Not knowing the results of the election, you okay with those dates though?
Can I have the,
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna take and try to jinx anybody or assume anything either, so. Okay, so, go out on 26th.
Yep.
Of February. Walk through on 8th at 3 o'clock. For 1,500 hours for those of you that know 24-hour time. And due back on the 15th. At what, whatever time
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
done.
That works for
I have
me.
it for 3
And
P.M.
then we open on the 17th.
Yep.
And then we can schedule a public hearing, another public hearing for those that are interested to come in.
Yep.
Break at us again.
Yep.
Over it.
Appropriate.
I might be here on the 17th. I know I'll be back, but
It's your vacation, take it. You earned it.
We'll manage, Lee.
Good boys and, we got Allison to keep us straight, right?
We'll make a mess of everything, but we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll give you something to do when you come back. So. Cool.
Progress.
Any more discussion on the RFPs?
Negative.
Here or none, let's move on to the website policy that they were so kind enough to throw together for us.
Sure. I actually have 2 things here. One is a website, policy for electronic media and the like. And the other thing that I have here somewhere, if I didn't close it up, is a disclaimer for privacy, for the website.
it's on the back page.
Yeah, so those are actually 2 separate things, the website disclaimer. As I was surfing around, I noticed, a lot of towns had this statement. A lot of towns I looked at are using, virtual, city and town,
Yeah,
and so they all have this kind of thing. And then I looked at what we had basically just 1 sentence. And maybe it's adequate, the 1 sentence, I don't know. But when I saw this, I said, okay, maybe that makes sense, something for us to consider
Absolutely.
as we, maybe move forward with changing the website there with Dan Troy. Speaking of Dan, Have we heard anything from him?
Yeah, he did tentatively schedule something for us, and I think we had a storm. And then,
Okay, alright.
So he's planning on
Okay.
sitting down with me.
Good.
To, look at his recommended changes, and
Okay.
then he'll be
Well,
able
let's
to come.
put together a proposal.
Quotes, yeah,
yeah, excellent, okay.
he wants to make sure that he's covering enough.
Okay.
Okay, good, yep. Alright, so if you go back to the first page, that was, one that I took off of the internet. I only found one. I did finally hear back from a couple of towns, that I reached out to, but none of them have, a policy.
Mhm.
So, it was kinda difficult to track down other policies anyway. But this one here, I figured is a good starting point.
Yep.
And, of course, this situation is different, cause these towns have, broadcast companies of sorts.
Mhm.
So the wording is kinda built around that.
Gotcha. Cool. No, I think it's a good start, that's for sure. Excuse me, I have to say, I just glanced at it, I have not read it in depth, so. Can we, I mean, unless you wanna get into the nuts and bolts of it tonight, I think we probably ought to
No, we can table it.
table it till
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, that works for me.
Give us a
I'm
chance to
fine with it, yeah.
dig on it, dig into it.
Yeah, and I get a feeling this is something that we're gonna want, legal help on too.
Absolutely.
Because we don't have, some of these things here that are referenced.
Mhm.
So there may be some, things that we need to change.
Okay. So I think we ought to, the disclaimer and privacy, we probably ought to add that as part of the policy,
Yeah,
so it's,
yeah, and that's fine.
you know,
Yeah, like I said, that one was one I took off of websites. It
Yeah.
had nothing at all to do with the policy
Mhm.
while I was poking around.
but I mean, that way, if it's part of the policy, then it goes on the website and it's,
Yep.
official and.
And there are a couple of different ones here. If
Mhm.
you flip through it, you'll see that the one on the back